Hello, I'm Michael Sove. I've been part of the CDM family probably for about 14, 15 months now. And I've learned so many valuable things that have helped me even to see the results that I've experienced recently. Um, One of the things that I love doing is going out and engaging people, not only in my own neighborhood, but I have a frequent restaurant I go to every week. I have another area of town that I like to go to. So I have a friend, Steve, and we go walking in this one area of town every single week. And we're very consistent and we go on the same streets in the same places because we want to try to get to know the people. And even if we don't live there, we want to be have a regular presence there. So we've been walking there since September, and we've got to know a lot of people during the course of these weeks. And some of them we've engaged at deeper levels, in the conversation quadrant. We've gone from casual to meaningful to spiritual and even had some discovery conversations. But we weren't making any progress finding someone who was open to actually sit down and read stories from the Word of God with us. That is until recently. And we got two in 1 week. One situation, we met the man as he was sitting on his porch as we were walking by. We engaged him. We talked with him. He was very friendly. We approached him and spent some really good talk time that very first time. Great personality, very open to us. And so we'd go back and we'd always walk by there. And we got to the point where we've built a relationship so well that anytime we'd walk by, we could knock on his door. He'd come out and he'd stand with us for a while. And so this relationship developed to the point where we were just waiting for the cold weather to end because we were trying to be sensitive to the COVID situation in our area. And so we wanted to sit outside and try to have a DVS. So when the weather finally changed and we asked him if he would like to do that, he was very eager to do that. So the last 2 Saturdays, we've sat in his front yard. We did invite his housemates. They haven't come yet, but he's there. And he's interacted with the Word of God. You could just see the lights come on. He comes up with very good I will statements. Right now he's sharing with the people that live in his house. But when we ask him, when would you like to do this again? He said, tomorrow. I mean, that's how eager he is. That's how desperate he is for friends. And so that was one story. Another one, I had met to people about a year ago, and they had a grandmother living in the house who was dying of cancer, early 70s. And so I would often visit there, try to minister to her. And finally in January, she passed. And they asked me to do the funeral. Well, after the funeral was over and after a few weeks went by, I stopped by the house to see how they were doing. And they were so glad we came in there. And they asked us if we could come back regular because they were having a lot of problems and a lot of shifting since the mother died, and a lot of infighting and all kinds of stuff like that. So we told them we'd love to come back, and we asked them if they'd be open if we went through some stories where we could learn together and make application to our lives. And they said, yeah, sure. So 2 weeks ago, we went there for the first time, and it was the guy and the gal, and their teenage son came a little bit later, but they were very open, very responsive. You could see the conviction come into their lives. And but then the next week there was sickness, and then something happened this week. So we're anxious to get back in there next week and continue the process. But again, a lot of prayer, a lot of faithfulness, a lot of going to the same area and just being present among the people and then just building these talking relationships. And here were two cases where they were eager for us to come by. So I just want to encourage you. There's always challenges and struggles associated with trying to get a DVS off the ground. But when you do, and when they respond, it is well worth it. So I just want to encourage you, my friends, keep at it. God will bless. Thank you.